I've been in a lot of churches. I've actually been baptized like 4 or 5 times. I was in the belief of when you joined a church, you just got baptized. With all the churches that I had been baptized, it seemed like I always went to sin. I continued sinning, and it just really didn't change me, really. But I've always been in church all my life, and I always believed in God. I always loved God, but I always fell short.
Well, I wasn't always in church. I started off, my mom took us to church when I was younger, and when I got to a certain age, I didn't want to be in church anymore because I really didn't feel anything there, and I felt like I was being forced anyway, and my dad didn't go, so I was like, if he's not going, why should I go? So it was just one of those things of, once she was forcing us to go, but she always kept that in our head that, like, when you fall short, that's where you need to go. You need to go back to church. You need to go to the Lord first of anything. But once I got out of church and I wasn't doing any type of church, it was absolutely, I didn't even want to be in my home anymore. So it was like I had friends that was outside of my home, and they introduced me to the streets. And the streets was way better than church and way better than home. And I enjoyed it. I got comfortable, so comfortable to where everything I did was good, no matter what it was in the street. So, and then I got a call from my brother, which someone I never really hang out with. And I went to LaGrange with him, and I met Mary. So it was just weird, and she kind of like made me stop doing things, because I used to take the Lord's name in vain like it was normal. It was a normal conversation for me. And she was like, I don't like that. Then we started slowly getting into churches, trying to find, a good church home. And we just kind of, bounced church to church. It was like it was one and done with me. And then by the time I got to here, it was just a weird way coming to this church. Because for a while, it seemed like every church we ended up going to, we were kind of following one guy that I was really good friends with. And I ended up at another church, which started teaching middle school classes. Just really kind of had the blue going, like, oh man, you really got to listen to what this guy says. And I'm like, well, I didn't really think I was saying something major. It's like, I just believe in God, I'm just a big time believer, and I took it serious. And started teaching classes. More lines of middle school class, had them 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, and like those 3 years, 3 school years changed my life on wanting to serve. It was like I was so gun-ho to serve the Lord. And I didn't know if we were going to be coming back or not, but like they came to our house, and that was just weird for me. I'm like, I've never had anybody come to my house and be like, hey, we're Shively Christian. Here's a banana nut cake. It's like going, what? It's like going, well, okay. And I said, you know what, let's go back and let's see what's going down, and getting to actually sit and meet the pastors and stuff. That was just really, they were real. Like I ran into a lot of ministry to where it was, you could see the I guess you say the cookie cutting of it, and the movie theater, movie magic. You could see that, and I just didn't see that here, and I've been here ever since.
The people, for me, the preaching, anybody to me who teaches Revelations is just awesome, because he did that. I think anybody that can teach that is awesome in my book. And the people, oh my goodness, they are so genuine and just so nice. And at like a lot of churches that we've been to, we always had this uncomfortable feeling, because a lot of them would be like, we're glad to see you people. You people here. And it's like, what do you mean by you people? But we never did get that from here. I mean, oh my gosh, like people like Eddie and Mark, I mean, they are just just so genuine and just so nice and funny, and everybody I felt comfortable with. I could just see that, you know, everybody just loves God here. So it's my kind of people. Not just our class, but the church. Our class, they brung us food and sent cards, and the church sent cards and food, and I don't know if
they were just on time. It was one of those things where we just always just kept saying, well, that's God. Because it was like, there'd be a day where it was like, oh, I'm just too exhausted to do anything. And then we get a phone call, you know, from someone in, you know, our class, you know, either Kip or call and be like, hey, I'm coming through. You know, what time do you want me to bring this food through? And I'm going, you're right on time. I'm too tired today. And it was absolutely, it really warms your heart that you have people doing something for you, that's doing it for you. And then a lot of the times the food was just delivered and they left. They weren't kind of going, hey, I'm the one that brung you food. It was just, we're doing this for you. We're not doing this for me. We're doing this for you guys.
I mean, that's the kind of people you deal with. I mean, there's been times where I've been in the hospital and we don't get anything at other churches. These people, I'm doing it like they were doing it.
These people.
I'm at this church, my family.
Yeah.
They've been through it all. Rough times, they're with you through the good times. This is a really awesome church.
And then for me, like, it's the kid connection, because you may not want to be on a video, but Cody kind of has opened up to one of my girls that has totally, for a moment, she totally gave up on God.
Oh my goodness.
Totally.
Yes.
Gave up. And just one thing he said made her start questioning, like, did I give up God for the right reasons? And it was like, no matter what you do, God's going to still love you. Yeah. And it broke her heart to where she had questions like, why did I start crying? What's wrong with me? There's got to be something wrong with me. I'm like, nope, you're just a crazy Christian like the rest of us. You just love something. you just love. I mean, it's a love that's in you, and that's like one of the things about this church. It's like, you know, for somebody that has like an absolute background of just like anger and hate, and I actually smile and love coming to church. And that's a love to come to church. Love to hang out with people who, not saying that they're weird here, but it's good to have a good group of people that's not all fine cut, little jagged edges here and there, but that's good church to me.
You will love the people. We are family here, and we love God here. And this is family.
Yeah, and you don't want to let your family down, but at the same time, you're not coming to church to. We're not here as like a fashion show or make cliques or any type of groups. Like Shively Christian seems like everybody does know your name, and if you know the song of Cheers, then this is the place.